So tell me, are oats still oats or have they been redesigned or are they still oats? What on earth am I talking about on this We Can Do It Wednesday? Be right back. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Jan. Welcome to another episode on the Save Money and More with Jan channel. Today is the We Can Do It Wednesday. Sometimes I have a We Can Do It Wednesday. Sometimes I just have a regular Wednesday. But today's a We Can Do It Wednesday. I want to motivate some people out there. Do you know? We talk about a lot of fears. Ever hear of FOMO? FOMO is the acronym for fear of missing out. Yeah. Some people are afraid they're going to miss something if they're not present in every single thing, every minute of the waking day, all over the place, huh? That is not possible for a human being. So let's dispense with that one already. I'm just saying. But there are other fears which, to me, could cost you money. And that is the fear of never, ever in their life trying a store brand product. Now, we touched upon similarities of store brand products recently, about a week back. Remember when I was comparing petroleum jelly and also comparing that vapor rub product, with the camphor in it. I believe it's camphor oil in it. Yeah. And you see that there's so many similarities, and yet some people are proud to brag, for example, that they're paying X number of dollars more for products, like bragging about it. I'm like, okay, I don't like to brag, but if I was going to brag, I'd rather brag about saving money and getting the same product. Now, let's talk a minute about there are some products that are indisputably the same thing. And yet, and still, there are people out there who just feel much better bragging about that they get the, super duper highest price of the same product. I'm staring right now, literally staring right now. Just imagine I am staring at my canister of Quick Oats, okay? And this Quick Oats is not a name brand, okay? It belongs to the Amazon group of foods, which they call Happy Belly, okay? In some instances, they call it Happy Belly. In some instances, they switch the name over to Amazon, but it is their own brand. Can I tell you something? When I open the canister and I make my Quick Oats with that, it is exactly the same as if I opened that other canister that we are all too familiar with, which is a wonderful product, which is why it's been around a gazillion years. But sometimes because of the packaging of something, we pay a lot more money. Are you interested these days in saving a little bit here, there, and everywhere? I don't know about you, but I am. I am. And until things get a little bit better, and hopefully they will, but prices usually do not come down. I'm sorry to tell you. Maybe a little, maybe some prices. It's not going to be a universal, well, everything's going to come down at the same time. No. It doesn't work that way. However, I can always adjust my shopping habits. You see, this is why it is important, in my honest opinion, to exercise our frugal muscles, to make the choice all the time. Doesn't matter where the stock market is going up, stock market is going down. I concern myself about my own NASDAQ at home, about my own Dow Jones at home. See where I'm going with this? I keep my eye on the news, of course I do. But let's face it, we are the captains of our own financial ships. So to pay more money, for example, as I stare at this canister of Quick Oats, which by the way, I just put it in my bowl. I don't even have to worry about packages because I just literally, I cook it as an instant oatmeal. And this brand cooks quickly, immediately, like an instant. I add my own cinnamon, okay, a dash of whatever I'm in the mood of. Sugar, a little bit of sugar. Some people that I know may put, like what do you call, like a Splenda type product in there, an artificial sweetener. I rather put, this is me, Janet. I can't speak for the world at large. I like to put in a little bit of natural sugar in my oatmeal and a pinch of cinnamon. Well, all the cinnamon I want because I happen to enjoy cinnamon. Listen, there are things in life that are undisputably the same. Oats are oats, okay? Rice is rice, all right? Let's just think about this for a minute. There are just some things that are the same. Baking soda is baking soda. Why should I spend way more money for baking soda because I am so familiar with a certain cute little yellow box that has been in our lives my entire life? I remember that yellow box when I was a child. And I have to say, I think my mother said she remembers that yellow box her whole life. So this yellow box has been around like forever and ever and ever. And more than likely, even grandma remembers that yellow box. However, if I go to the grocery store and I find out my grocery store, for example, is carrying baking soda under their own label, I don't care. If it's $1 less, it'll go right in the wagon. Baking soda is baking soda. Okay. Rice is rice and oats are oats. Okay. Now, some things, you might taste a slight difference. For example, at Thanksgiving time, and sometimes you might actually be happily surprised under that certain label that I discussed a minute ago of the Amazon of the Happy Belly. I was very happy to learn that their cans of cranberry sauce are comparable to the one that we're so used to. You know, the one with that name that we've been looking at our entire life. And I love it. I'm not saying I don't love it. I'm telling you, I do love it. But I also experimentally tried the other one and it was A-OK, except I got it for a lot cheaper. Now, there are certain times of the year we can enjoy the quote, end of quote, privilege of getting those other items that we are so familiar with at a great price. That's the time, if it means that much to you, to stock up on those national brand items. But there are some items, clearly, it's ridiculous. Let's say that your local store carries a box of sugar under that store name. Do you have to get the one that we're so familiar with in the yellow bag if it's twice the price or almost twice the price? I'm just using that. I'm not saying that it actually is twice the price. What I'm saying is, why not save money? So here's the challenge for this We Can Do It Wednesday. There are people out there who absolutely refuse, and I mean this with a capital R, totally refuse to ever, ever, ever in their life take a quote, end of quote, chance and try a store brand or a generic brand item. I don't know if anybody remembers this. This goes back about 40, 45 years ago. I remember this because my little girl was actually a baby, like literally a baby in my arms, baby. There used to be a store in my area called No Frills. That's why I love that name so much. I figured, well, it's true. Like I'll do those no frills videos, no extra bells and whistles. The packaging throughout the whole store had this black and white labeling on it, different, maybe less superior boxes, maybe dinky rinky jars of stuff. Who cares? I used to buy like my daughter's diapers, same exact diapers that I would use the other national brand, which is, if anybody has to diaper their child, they know expensive. But I used to get it at a fraction of the cost. I didn't mind going to that. They used to call it the no frill store, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I could be mistaken, but all it had was nothing but no frills. Canned vegetables, black and white label. The whole place had the same label throughout the whole place. I didn't care. I remember going up to the register and getting things literally like at half the price. When everything was tallied up, I said, this is a good option. I don't know what happened to them. They kind of went by the wayside at some point. Maybe they weren't making enough money, but I am sure glad that I was so grateful. Who knows? Maybe they distribute to other nationally known companies, under a different thing. I don't know that. But I could tell you one thing, I'm certainly glad that those options were there. So in certain instances, petroleum jelly is still petroleum jelly. Oats are still oats. Rice is still rice. Sugar is still sugar. Some things are indisputable. And if you make yourself want to feel better, Look at some of the shampoos too and read the ingredients. Sometimes the price of shampoo could be from the sublime to the ridiculous. Now, I know everybody's got their personal preference, but whatever it is, keep an open mind. Get over that fear of trying something because it's kind of sort of no frills, or it's a brand you've never tried, or a no name brand. Go for it. Don't brag about how much money you spent. Brag about how much money you saved. Have a great day, everybody. Don't forget to click like, share, and subscribe to the channel.